So a short video today, SRAC Stable Road acquisition should be soon turning into Momentus Space, ticker MNTS. It's no secret if you have been following the channel, I'm a big fan of this stock idea, but it has sold off quite a lot. In fact, I was actually up like 120% in this ticker, and now I'm near break even. Is it time to panic on SRAC? Well, the only way to find out is drop your trousers, pull down your underwear, and prepare to go to the moon, because we are about to give Stable Road acquisition, Momentus Space, its second STI. So as always, before we get into the video, I am just a good-looking guy with a beard on YouTube, and this should not be constitutionalized as financial advice. Make sure you do your own due diligence when it comes to investing and making any financial decision. If you are new here, please do subscribe and turn on the bell, and do me the kindest of kind favors by pausing the video right now, going down and making sure that like button is turned gravy blue. Gravy blue is not even a color, but it sounds cool, right? Gravy blue. Gravy blue. If you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link down in the description where you can find out what my portfolio is every week, all the way through to a WhatsApp group where you can prank call me at 2 o'clock in the morning asking me about what you should do with your Bitcoin. If you don't want to do Patreon, you can sign up with eTORO on the pinned comment, sign up, deposit, make one simple trade, and you get free lifetime access to the LWT investing chat room. Absolutely free. Now, it's been a bit of a roller coaster last week in all stocks, but SRAC more so than any. Speculation players and SPAC stocks took a hell of a beating, and I love it. SRAC Stable Road acquisition, soon to be MNTS Momentus Space, took a beating, and it's quite demoralizing, and there's no way of hiding that. From the 10th of February alone, this ticker is down 60%. Wow. And it's even more demoralizing because I was actually up 120+% at one point in this ticker, and now I'm pretty much at a break-even entry point. And again, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But that said, I get your pain. If you found out about SRAC recently in the last couple of months, you're probably hurting a lot right now and thinking, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you know the channel, I'm all about value. I've been on the SRAC train for months. I think my first entry was maybe like September, October. You'll see it on screen now, but I absolutely love the idea of what MNTS Momentus Space is looking at doing. Now, to be clear, I spoke to Gary from down the pub, and he gave me the advice of anyone who is looking at buying MNTS or SRAC. And he said that you should not bet the farm. He told me that you should really look at investing maximum of 1% of your net worth, because it is a speculation play at the end of the day. And I took Gary's advice. In fact, my portfolio, if SRAC literally loses everything, it's probably less than 1% of my net worth. But if Momentus Space gets past its delivery service in space and ends up mining asteroids, which is the long-term goal, this position could literally make me millions. So I'm looking at losing 1% of my portfolio, worst case, to potentially buying a yacht. And no joke, if Momentus Space goes to the moon and I make millions, I'm genuinely going to buy a yacht. Now, coming on to news, MNTS has signed some recent partnerships, but it's a little bit sketchy. I'll be fully honest with you. And that's because of the industry. Space is a new industry. There's not so many key players hanging around in space. Momentus's whole idea of a company is to deliver satellites around the orbit of Earth. That's how it's going to start funding and making money. Now, they signed 2 agreements, one with Zona, I think I'm pronouncing that right, which is sort of, again, a relatively new name I've never heard of. And they also signed a partnership with a company called Cosmos with a Q, which is a Singapore-based company, and they aim to have their satellites in orbit by 2024. Which is not a long time at all. But the biggest reason why I am not panicking is space itself. I think this industry will be the biggest industry in the history of financing. It might take 10 years to get there, and this might not be the company to buy when it comes to space. The company could be a complete scam, but there's not many options right now. And I think with the hype that will come when certain space companies start listing, imagine if SpaceX listed on the stock market tomorrow. If SpaceX listed on the stock market tomorrow, this company would probably go up 300–400% just on the hype alone. And I really hope that doesn't happen, because I don't like hype stocks too much. I like educated decisions. Now I've got about 10 grand or something around that invested currently in SRAC. But again, it is not the farm. And I want to reiterate that. It's a speculation play at this moment in time. And to be honest, the SPAC merger could still fall through. SRAC could not become MNTS. We don't know. I think it won't, but it's a possibility and you should take heed of that. And another reason why the stock might actually go past the moon is Cathie Wood and ARK Invest. If you don't know who they are, well, Google is your friend, but they are one of the biggest players in recent terms when it comes to innovative stocks. They're talking about having their own space ETF. And if that happens, there's not that many space stocks around, and they're gonna have to buy some of this ticker. But I do think they will wait. I think they really will wait until obviously the MNTS conversion is done and Momentus has its own listing. But if that does happen, I think this will also pump the stock, which is something I'm not really a fan of. I want to wait until Momentus Space actually has some deliveries and a good chunk under its name. I'm expecting a bumpy ride. When this stock does merge, expect offerings. Expect the stock price to come down because they do offload shares because they do need to raise money. It always has been that sort of play for me. And I think there's a lot of videos on the internet, not just with this stock, but with SPACs in general, pumping it up, and I hope you didn't get that from my first video. You should never bet the farm on Apple, never mind on this. So just be careful, and if you want to know what Gary's doing from down the pub, he whispered in my ear he's hoping it breaks $10. If it breaks $10 to the downside, Gary told me he's going to do a crazy thing of doubling his position. That would be absolutely crazy. But I'd love to know your thoughts. Where do you think SRAC is going to end up next month? On the 1st of April, where will SRAC, hopefully by then MNTS, be priced at? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts. The code word for this video is spaceship. So if you don't know what to comment, just comment spaceship down in the comments. Please make sure that like button is turned blue. If you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link down in the description. And if you want to know more on SRAC, just let me know down in the comments. And there's also a video. If you just YouTube SRAC or Momentus Space and LWT trading, the video will come up and you can see more about SRAC. Momentus Space, it's quite hard with these two tickers, and you can see what the company actually does from my video there. So that's my current thoughts on space, on Momentus Space even, and what I think it's going to do. Hopefully we get it lower and I can actually add into this, but right now I think the volatility in the market is not a good thing, and I'm just going to patiently wait and hopefully get below 10, and I may have a look at adding. And until then, I'm very happy to be slightly red on the trade. Again, with the right entry, you're never really in too much pain. So that's it from me. Make sure the like button is smashed. Again, I'm pretty sure I already said that. Take care, be safe, peace.